So we are back at it again to continue breaking down the solutions to the monolith quests. In this video, we're going to cover the solutions to Quest 2, Challenge 2, and 3. If you're watching this, I assume that you're all caught up. You're a vet quester, so we're just going to hop right into it then. So to start off this Quest 2, Challenge number 2, Artifact sent out this tweet. You'll need much wisdom to crack this puzzle. And then there was an A equals to a bunch of open blue squares, a ton of them. Then B equals a smaller amount of black squares. And then there's an eventual puzzle here of A plus B divided by 1352. Again, we could probably assume that these are digits that need to go in here to complete this formula, which again, in the end will lead to a 19-digit number, which is a URL to a Artifact Studios tweet. We also received this below picture. It's looks like a 9x9 again, squares with numbers in them and an arrow showing a starting point, essentially. If you have also look, there's a fine square drawn inside of the boxes here. And then we also received some additional clues here of wisdom is nothing without a solid memory monolith. And then wise people don't pick a side. They can see a problem from all four directions. Thus they can see the truth behind the mask, and it fits perfectly. So from this fitting perfectly behind the mask in all four directions, and also from this kind of line that you can see here, if you superimpose this square over a monolith, it actually lines up perfectly with this square right here. So if you do that, it'll look something like this. So you line it up perfectly, it fits great. And so referencing back to the blue squares and the black squares, what the eventual solution is that the blue squares relates to these squares obviously, but it relates to this blue line. Anytime this blue line crosses through a square, that would count for one of those numbers. So to get a better illustration of what I'm talking about, right here, and these are the four sides, or starting with two sides of the monolith. So example, on this side, if you line up that box and that line perfectly with it, this blue line crosses through a 1, a 9, a 2, and a 9 again. So you get 1, 9, 2, 9 for the first four digits that we needed in the original clue. Same thing here, you're starting from the starting point. You have a 1, a 7 that gets the blue cross, an 8, and then a 9, and then, where am I missing this? And a 2 as well here, it's very faint, and then 1. So 1, 7, 8, 9, 2. And continuing to two more sides of the monolith, you have this crosses through a 1, just barely, 1 again, 0, 3, 9, 5. And then you have 4, 1, 9, 8, and then 6, 0. So that completes all the blue square circles, clues that we needed to fill in. But then there was also B, that was the kind of the black boxes. So again, the blues, all those numbers combined equals this right here. So that's the first part. But we also needed B. And to get B, you essentially, because it's black and not blue, you use all the digits that were not crossed by a blue crack on any side of the monolith. So following this same logic, we can just ignore the ones that we use for blue cracks, and then all the rest are 0, 7, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, bunch of 9s, and 3, 0. So B equates to this smaller number. It's the perfect amount to fit the black squares that we got originally. So then if you use these two to add together in this base formula and divide it by 352, you get this number string here. You add that to a Twitter URL, and you guessed it, you get to an old Artifact Studios tweet. And once that was found out, we got a challenge completed. So that was challenge number 2 of Quest 2. And we're gonna hop right into Quest 2 challenge number 3. So for Quest 2 challenge number 3, we received this tweet to begin. A door opens. Wisdom is a single key for all the doors. And then a long string of letters minus some more to the power of B times more letters. And so it's pretty much a long string of letters in a formula. And this is a lot more complicated than the previous where we just had A and B. but it looks like a similar thing. So we're probably going to get digits or some sort of digits for A through all the way G. We also have this picture that kind of is reminiscent of the Braille digits that we had in challenge number 1 of Quest 2. And if you click on it, actually, there is a full set here. So it's not just that picture that's showing. There's a full set of the different kind of digits here. They're not in the original 0-9 order, but there's probably a reason that they're set up the way that they are. And we also received additional clues down here of the key to attain wisdom is to find the right path, and the New World Order doesn't scare the wise. So after that, we received this tweet from Artifact that the loot pod opened. Good luck to questers for solving this challenge, and yes, we can do that type of stuff. No need for airdrop live updates. So this was upstairs in the loot pod. If you have one, there was a locked door that just wasn't open at all, and a live update, I guess, was just fed through where one of the doors opened to show this room with I think 7 other doors, 8 if you include the one that you walk through. So this was opened specifically for this challenge, and it was kind of cool. So each of the doors have a letter A through G, which kind of matches our original equation that we're trying to solve, and they each have 6, 3 on each side of those Braille digits on the side of the door. To get a better look at it, let's look at A for an example. So you have the letter A, a locked door, all the other doors are locked, and then you have these Braille digits again that we had from challenge 1 all around the door. And how this worked, and they mentioned the right path and a new order. So the order is those digits they gave us originally, and the path was if you follow this order, you actually write out numbers for each of the doors. So let's make a little more sense of that. So A as an example. So if this is an order, it doesn't matter what they relate to, but this is just, let's say 1 through 9. So this is the first one in the order. Let's see if it's anywhere on this A. So top left dot is white. It's actually right here on A. So this is the first one that appears in order up here. So the second one that appears in order is this 2 here. Let's see if we can find that. That's right down here. So this is the first one that happens. This is the second. And then we have a black dot on the top left, and that's right here. So far in order, we're here, we're down, and we're back up here. Then the fourth one is a white dot on the bottom left. That's right over here. And then the next one is these all dots filled in. So if we follow that, this is the first one that comes up, the second, the third, the fourth, and the fifth. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. Again, down, up. And if you follow these arrows, and if you were drawing that, you would draw a 4, just like that. To make it a little more clear, we'll do another example. So let's look up for the first number of the sequence here. So this is the first one, white in the top left. So that's actually right here, white in the top left. So the next one to find is this 2, and then the 1 in the top left, the black dot in the top left. So this is the starting point. The 2 is over here. So you go that way. Black in the top left is right here. So the first 3 steps are like this. Then we have a white in the bottom left and a full, all 4 black. So again, here, here, white in the bottom left, all full 4 black dots, and then 2 black dots to the left, right here. So again, the order is pretty straightforward there. That's a 5 if you follow it again. If you were to draw that out, you can see it. And one last one, this one was a little tricky, so I'll do this one as well. So starting point again, this is the first one in the order, white in the top left. The next one is at 2, so here's that 2, and then there's a black in the top left, black in the top left. So this white in the bottom left, it actually doesn't exist on anywhere here, right? There's no white in the bottom left. So when you go here to here and then here, when the next dot and when the next kind of digit is not on this door, that's where you stop. So you stop here, you're dead, because this set doesn't exist here. So 1, the first one, the second, the third, but the fourth isn't on this door, so you stop there. But again, this is the first one. The second one is this 2. Not only is this 2 here, but from the first one, this 2 is also up here. So there's two paths on this 0. There's first, second, third in order, and you're stopped. And then there's first and second and third. So if you do both sides, you actually, from two different angles, complete this 0. And now you would continue on and do the same drawing using this as the order that you draw your lines for each of them. And eventually you get to this legend translation of each letter to a number. And using that letter to number translation, we go back to our original formula. If you translate that completely out, you get a very long formula that I won't waste your time calculating, but the math does check out. So if you run this long formula through a large calculator, you'll get a 19-digit number, and that leads to an Artifact Studios URL right here. And that is challenge completed for Quest 2, challenge number 3. And that concludes this video. Please like, subscribe, let me know in the comments if you have any questions. This one was a little confusing, or comments, or if you have any guesses on what's in the monolith. But we will be back with one more video to wrap up Quest 2, and then I think we're all going to be waiting for Quest 3 and the eventual reveal of the monolith to happen. Thanks again.